I call our meeting of the Board of County Commissioners back to order. We had a productive executive session and have one matter of business to take care of. Commissioner Wendling.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, motion that we approve the adjusted fire warden compensation salary, and it will run through till June 30th of 2023.
Thank you. We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Thank you. We are on to good of the order. My fellow commissioners, what do you have?
Well, since no one's,
Commissioner Tillman.
okay. I just want to report that I attended an events complex meeting and got a tour of the new work in progress on the new plaza, and they're getting ready for the new fair, and encourage everyone to go out and take in the fair that has officially started today and goes through Saturday.
Funnel cakes galore.
Yeah. Attend a coalition of local governments meeting, stop by Granger Town Hall just to check in and let them know that we have not forgotten them. And that would be it for this time.
Thank you. Any of the commissioners?
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Lloyd.
I would also be remiss not to say, hey, great work out to the events complex on the Newmar rally. I think the fact that Newmar made a donation to the community is a fantastic thing. A large donation, actually. So big thanks there, but also a big thanks. I was out on the fairgrounds yesterday to visit with some of the staff and say thank you. And the grounds look beautiful. Looks like it's a great event. So the events complex crew, great, exciting week for Fair Week. Remind people to go out and not only enjoy some great concerts, but go check out those animals and those projects in Static. And I'm also partial to 2 sheep this year, Ricky Bobby and Cal Naughton Jr. Only my son would name sheep after Talladega Nights. But with that being said, big thank you to the events complex for what they do. One thing that Jim wanted me to bring up, he brought this to me late last week, and it was too easy to get on the agenda, was fire restrictions. We're not at a fire restriction at this point, but him and Scott are attending a meeting by phone weekly. I think it's on Tuesdays or Wednesdays, to kind of get where we're at with the state forestry on their restrictions. Jim would just like to follow Frank Beeler's restrictions as he puts out in the BLM in our area. And he wanted to know if it would be okay that if that comes, that he's able to do that with that guidance, and then we could ratify at the next meeting. So I don't know if that would need to be a motion, but I would imagine, but I wanted to bring that to this group because he brought that to me after the agenda came in. So I want to first get the feeling of the group on that.
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Wendling.
Yeah, if I recall correctly, with our previous fire warden, we did have an agreement that, and based on the BLM's decision of moving into fire restrictions, which was very key, that we stay aligned with them. It did allow the fire warden to move forward and then have things ratified at our next meeting. Our fire warden may want to find that document from a year ago or 2 years ago and look at it and make sure he has alongside. So in the future, even now, bring it forward, we can update it. But in the future, I think it's something that should be on our list as early as May or June. So we're not running into this in the heat of dry and possible fires. So I have no problem with it, but let's at the same token, give him that ability, as well as let's get that resolution up to date and brought before us at the next meeting to ratify.
Okay. Anything else from anyone else on that?
Nope, that's good. That's the way I've done it in the past, so that we can stay consistent. There's not a gap of a week or two between our meetings of moving into or out of fire restrictions. So that's been pretty good in the past. I don't think there's been any issues with it. It's actually been helpful.
Yeah. Commissioner Lloyd.
Yeah.
Make sure you remind him that next year he brings that resolution.
Will you say that again, Doc? I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, would you remind our fire warden that next year he brings that resolution, and probably I would suggest May, no later than May. So there's this conversation well ahead of the real dry fire season.
Yep.
Or when he thinks it's appropriate, but let's get it done sooner on a
Okay.
regular basis. If the board feels comfortable with that.
Anything else, Commissioner Lloyd?
Yeah, I just want to throw out something Mary said at the beginning of the meeting and that we will be putting on the agenda. I have had multiple calls this week about from public about a rumor that we are going to be putting a potential CEO in after in between after election and kind of sneak it in and stuff, and want to make sure that that will be on the agenda next week. And as a public open discussion. And I just think I can say that I don't think any of us have that intention. It's looking at options as a county to provide the most efficient services, and those detailed conversations will be happening in public in an open manner. And I think I want to just make sure we put that out there to dispel and go from that point. So that's all I have. So thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Lloyd. Anything else? Then I will entertain a motion to, thank you,
Second.
and a second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye.